If I can go back to just the whole committee in Washington, obviously you have expressed a strong support for and no intention of wavering from your support for sanctuary cities. It appears that you're going to force them to subpoena you to go as opposed to voluntarily going. I mean, why not just voluntarily go and make your case to the American people before the Congress?
Well, as I've said, and as our corporate counsel has indicated, there are ongoing conversations. This is not just simply about testimony. There are, if you look at the entire scope, Mary, I believe I'll get this correct, the entire scope, there are documents that they're asking for. There are other mayors that they are asking to have these conversations with. You know, I have a pretty strong relationship with Mayor Wu in Boston. She just gave birth, right? I mean, there are other circumstances that exist here that we're coordinating with 3 other cities, because again, they didn't just ask for the city of Chicago. They didn't just ask for me to show up to testify. There are a series of documents that they are requesting, some of which our corporate counsel can speak to. But this is really not about, I don't believe this is just simply about sanctuary cities. This is really about our democracy. It is. You all, look, there are 2 positions. Do you support the constitutional rights and equal protection under the law, or you do not? And, you know, I know what the presentation looks like, but I think we're all smart enough in this room and in this country to draw deeper conclusions. Because again, as I said, that there are concerns that I hear all over the city of Chicago when I talk to mayors. They do talk about the role that the Department of Justice plays in protecting people, equal protection under the law. We do have conversations about the fact that we have to build more affordable housing units. And this is why I think it's indicative that 3 or 4 of reporters in this room asked about bringing Chicago home, because that's what people were asking about. They were asking about our education system. There was a teacher there last night, I believe that she was a social worker, just saying that what commitment do I have to ensure that teachers are not bogged down with every single societal challenge? Morning.
Your administration told the Inspector General that it wasn't practicable to allow them to view that inventory room as you just described it. And she had told me that it was practicable to just allow them immediate access. Can you talk about why it was not practicable to allow the inspector to view that room?
All right, I'm going to do my best to try to break this down as simplistically as I possibly can. You just can't come to the 5th floor demanding to roam the 5th floor. The FBI can't do that. Just can't do that. And there are people in this department, I want to make this point absolutely clear. And the history of the city of Chicago, whether it's the OIG or any other individual, has ever asked to see the book log. Just by show of hands, how many of you in this room knew that such a room existed prior to this? Just by show of hands, just look around. No one in this room ever heard of such a room.
Time to take out the trash.
The fact that you actually know what's in the room gives you some indication that I'm clearly not accepting them. Now, I'm going to turn it over to our corporate counsel. There is a process. All of you understand process in this room by way in which you can access the 5th floor or anything that is designed for the public. Now, why did these particular individuals show up on this particular day for the first time in the history of Chicago to seek out this room that I have not even seen?
I may add while Mary's walking over there, the Inspector General argues that the law is on her side in allowing her to show up unannounced and force you to cooperate with an investigation if it is practical, as she had told me. If you guys could just open the door, that would be like the practicability standard that you should follow.
indeed it's inconsistent with how one would conduct such an act. But let me focus us on what we will be doing going forward. What happens? You have the mayor's out at a site, and he has staff with him. A person walks up and say, I really love your mayor.
Just want to state the most important part about that story is that people come up to me and tell me how much they love me. Just want that to be on the record. Please come on back, Mary.
Sorry, just the question was when will those videos and those logs be posted publicly?
We plan to start doing that next week.
Much.
And I can't wait to see this room myself because I've never seen it either. So I'll be
Great.
online clicking on the video as well.